What's up, what's up? How we doing, how we feeling? Work as usual. Word. I feel that. I feel that. I've been up since like 6 or something? I've just been researching all sorts of shit. How much for reading? It's donation based, whatever you feel like donating. Just be sure to donate it to either my Venmo, Cash App, PayPal, or Chime. It's in the pinned. But it doesn't matter what amount. And as well, whenever you do donate, if you do, I appreciate love it. Be sure to let me know because I don't get notifications all the time when it happens. So sometimes I'll get a donation go through and I won't have a notification pop up. But yeah. It's either they don't come in or like they'll pop up like 5 minutes later. So. What is... It's whatever, I'll listen to it. But yeah, we're doing donation-based readings and just the usual, talking about certain things, answering different questions. Hopefully removing the Roman Greco curse that's over the majority of this world, honestly. We're still underneath Roman control, despite it being covered up the way it is now. It's still Roman control. The banks, the Vatican, like everything of that nature, you just look at it, you can see it. Which is why everything's kind of backwards, because Romans and Greeks didn't know what the fuck they were doing. Even though they went to Egyptian schools to learn, I don't know what they were doing during school, probably jerking off in the back of the classroom, but they could not figure it out. And that's why you gotta be careful, you know, quote unquote, receiving messages from these Greek or Roman gods. These are man-made gods. These are what's truly known as in like, you know, the chaos magic community as like servitors and egregores and stuff. These are, well, they're more servitors than anything. They're just not real. They're man-made, and people just live underneath their curse, unfortunately. It's also why there's so much war and violence, because they literally built everything off of war and violence. Oh no, not the disconnect. Welcome in, Cassandra. I'm doing well. It's kind of in like a research mentality right now, but I'm doing well. How you doing? How we doing? How you feeling? Okay, glad to hear that. Glad to hear that. Feeling strong? Awesome. That's perfect. I'm reading something behind my phone, by the way. If you see me just looking through you, I'm just looking at my the words behind my phone. I don't need to be going down this rabbit hole right now. I need to like I'm actively like going down a rabbit hole. I have way too many links open. I'll do that later. I'll do that later. Holy shit. I can't dig into that now. I'll get lost. What's the subject matter? So I was looking. I gotta go back to the tabs. I was looking up, like, oh my god, what was it called again? Uh, what was it called? Oh yeah, the COV ban. And the whole like wireless body network that they've created that was supposed to subdue the whole COVID thing. And then I got into IoT, which is Internet of Things, and W ban, and then that led me down to CNN, which is convolutional neural networks. So I'm currently going down. Yeah, yeah. When I research stuff, I don't just do vague. I get into it. Like you won't find someone in the spiritual community like me, dude. I research shit. I get down to the bare bones. If I find something, it's like, what is this? What is that? And I have to know. So I you know. That's why it takes me so long to come back, dude. That's why it takes me so long to like talk about things. I'm always like, okay, I want to know about this as well because I need to like tie things in. But yeah, I know for a fact that this is gonna bring down another rabbit hole. Well, that does kind of make sense too. Like they would have it. So hold on, now I got to do research about IBM. I'm going down too many rabbit holes. And dude, it's like I have a bunch of stuff. I have like back planes up here. I have a crystallograph. What the fuck is? How can't pronounce words? It's the it's the study of the molecular like basis of crystals. I can't say the word. And then I have like project convergence up here. Obviously, like harmonic lattices and stuff that I'm going delving into. Which is funny because when I was doing microharmonics, I also was delving into harmonic lattices, but I had to bounce out of it because I wasn't really sure what I was jumping into at the time. But after getting a stronger grip of it, I feel comfortable looking at it. And then I have like a random cult from like from like 1185 to 1186 that I was researching. Dude, it's bizarre. I have loose what is how you for like what is it called? Lucerase, that enzyme as well. I just got a bunch of shit up here. I've like I don't know. It's rabbit hole. Oh god, I don't even know what you're talking. What name for what? What name for what? I named way too many things. Oh, nice. But yeah, I'm just doing a lot of just random research on stuff. And then I also have a notepad with notes that I'm making for a video. So there's a bunch of stuff. I mean, yeah, it also just like depends on where they're being formed as well, because the molecular like status and breakup of will make not breakup but makeup of it um defines a lot more about it. Which is why it's important to like check your crystals, because we literally have so many man-made crystals and like you know, the study of crystals really tells you how to create your own using like the molecular like statuses and stuff, and how to like form the molecules for that to happen. So, you know, a lot of things that people have are could just be man-made and programmed to do specific things, and holding people back more than pushing them forward. No, I'm not learning chemistry. This is a lot more than chemistry. This is straight up biology of the crystal. And this is the full on making of it, all the way down to like the core. Less of the chemical reaction that's going on and more of the actual like biosphere, the makeup of it. No, not really, because the way I'm delving it into it in the sense of harmonics and vibration, because that's really all it is. That's all that pressure is. It's a lot more than what people would think, but like no one talks about it. Kind of properties, but again, like not really, because it's not necessarily the focus on crystals is what I'm doing. I'm not really focusing on that, but it ties in with what I'm doing. So it's not really chemistry, it's more biology. It's genuinely like what we are based off of. It's what everything is based off of. It holds the properties of it. Because the only reason I'm even delving into that is because I'm delving into a lot of different cymatics things. And I need to learn that to, in a way, translate it to audio based off its harmonic lattices, which would include like its synths, its harmonics, like the scale that it's in, everything of that nature, which is, you know, more cymatics than like chemistry. It's more physics, really, I should say. But welcome in on. Yeah, I don't know. Like I don't know. When I research things, it's different. Like I don't know. I very much stay away from like the metaphysical at first. A lot of people jump into like the metaphysical part, but I stay away from it at first. There's something that's, you know, that's more present before you get to the meta, and you won't really understand the meta or what's above if you don't actually see what's in front first. Which is the whole like issue with this like reality that we live in. It's a 3D illusion, but a 2D reality. We try to see above things, but we can't even see what's in front of us. So how can you see what's out there if you can't even see what's in front? You can't. It's impossible. You end up just creating that and allowing it to run rampant, which is chaos magic. That's your chaos theory, you know. And that's what this world's ran off of, is just chaos magic. It's ran off of an uncontrolled bias part of self that can be seen, not necessarily needs to be controlled, but needs to be more precise and more accurate to what it wants to create. But yeah, I'm having a pretty good day. It's been going well. Just a lot of brain buzzing and studying. A lot of brain buzzing and studying. But yeah, like these things are important. Not necessarily. Well, it's important to have a grip on, especially like for sound healers. If you don't really know like the harmonic makeup of things, you shouldn't really be a sound healer. Just because you buy a Tibetan bowl off Amazon doesn't mean anything, unfortunately. Um, but again, like that's the reality we live in. Oh, I don't want to do any work. Let me just half-ass it and act this way. It's just about looking the part, right? No, it's a lot more than that. It's about knowing what you're actually doing. And it's, it's one difference from knowing that things are like this are possible. Like, oh, you can change your DNA and your molecular status and stuff like that. Stuff's possible, yeah. But if you don't know what you're doing, you don't know like the sounds, the frequencies, how it stacks up, the harmonic makeup of it, you don't know what the fuck you're doing to your body. You could be listening to a video removing all these energies from you, and you don't fucking know if you actually are or not. How do you know that person actually knows what they're talking about? You don't. They just downloaded something off the internet that said it would do that. How do they know that's real? I'm like, I don't know. I don't walk like that. That's why I do what I do. I need to know. I not just for the sake of others, but mainly for the sake of myself. Because if I, I don't know. I don't know. That's just how I am, though. It don't make sense to me. The blind will always follow the blind, and that it's terrifying. Yeah, a lot of people say it with hope, but what does hope truly bring at that point? You know, it's like the whole thing with people being like removing negative energy, or I'm going to remove all the negative ties. You're removing all the ties to that allow you to receive. Why are you doing that? Why are you watching a video to receive something while also cutting off the ability to receive that? That makes no damn sense. It's backwards work, dude. And the reason it works for some people is because they're stuck in that realm. They're in that matrix. They're in that programming. They don't need it. They'd rather be on that path of things, so it works for them. But when it's not in your actual makeup, you have to end up rewriting it, you know, which is a huge issue because everyone wants the same thing. So everyone's becoming robots. Everyone's becoming this same fucking fake vibrational, let me act like I'm happy when I'm not, and then ruin my whole like energetic field even more by being fake, by not allowing myself to express, and then removing my ability to feel and receive anything new and being stuck and stagnant in that same energetic stasis. I'm sorry, but like that's what's going on, and it's just, I don't get it. It's like you should look into these things. You should be aware of it. Just because you know that the world lies to you, you now defend on the cybernet to save you, which is even more bizarre. Because the internet lies. Even AI, it's not fully accurate for a reason. Obviously, it could be, but they're using AI to just stalk people and to stop them from astral traveling, data mining, literally in your skin type shit. So but then again, this is the actual spiritual things that people need to talk about because it's less about, the aliens or whatever the fuck you want to focus on out there and more on like what's going on with you, knowing who you are, knowing that you're an actual battery that's charging things in this realm. And you don't even have like full control over that because you don't really know what's controlling you or how to control things in you. You don't understand that you're a pinging system and that everyone it's the same thing as like a router with the internet. Everything that goes in a router and pings for that signal to go out to receive is the same thing we do day to day, but people don't know that. And the ones that do know that end up usually getting scared because they don't have like a solution for it, and they listen to like frequencies and stuff to help with it. But like, what frequencies are you actually listening to? How do you like, not to get too deep into it, but how do you know that one of those people who have remote controls and control your life, because there are people who have enough money to really buy controls for specific individuals and play the Sims with them, which is where your term NPC comes from, because they're literally not living their life, they're being controlled by someone who has buco bucks and has just literally bought someone. The whole pimp and the hoe thing still going on, but on higher levels like that. And how do you know that you're not being led down that path to, like, for someone's entertainment to walk in circles rather than actually breaking free from that? You don't. That's what you have to be aware of. But, you know, people get scared to talk about it because, like, oh, you're going to scare people and some people aren't ready. Well, if they're not ready, cool. If they are ready, awesome. Who cares? I'm at that point, man. You know, I'm just gonna start talking about it because it's like it's open source. You can just look this shit up. You can read about it. I don't even like. I'm actively researching it right now. Like I'm using fucking the most basic browser there is doing it. You know, I'm just using Opera GX. Like, there's no secret to it. It's all like surface web stuff. But people like just don't research. They don't want to research. They want to be told things. And when you're wanted just to be told things, you can be lied to. You know, so they leave the what they call the matrix and then end up falling into what they call freedom, but it's really just a fucking cryostasis chamber where they lock themselves even deeper because they're not awake. They're still looking for someone to follow, which is, you know, to each their own. But fucking, I'd rather just tell it how it is and leave because it's getting obnoxious, dude. Literally fucking like, I don't know. It'd be bizarre. I mean, there's people obviously that know about it and talk about it. Like, you know, obviously, it's just like when it comes down to like, I don't know, specific people just don't get it. But it needs to be talked about. And we'll come in, we'll come in. But yeah, they fucking like our whole like system, and it's like, I don't know, the spiritual community, like the whole new age stuff is also like rebranded terms to confuse people. I don't know that many people that know that the aura is actually your bioenergetic field that like basically controls your lymphatic system, your immune system, your nervous system. What else? Something else. It controls one of the other systems, I forgot, but it basically is just like connected to your whole like nervous system. And that's why there's so many airborne diseases that have like metals in it or magnets in it or however, right? Because it's just to get into that field so that they can make it heavier, you know, lighter, damper, however. But I mean, I don't know. You can detox all you want, but like if you're not actively paying attention to like the signals that you receive in your body, then you're not gonna do well. It's just not gonna do much. It might get rid of parasites in you for sure, but what about the literal fucking magnet that's in your skin? What about the actual like Wi-Fi receptor that you keep pinging out to? You know what I mean? Like what good does that do? Not much. You really have to be aware of it. You really have to be aware of the field. You have to know how to entangle yourself and detangle yourself with that field, so that you can see the difference of it. Like even that, I mean, seriously, that post that I made, like people think that they're astral projecting. Some of them are like the majority of people who think they can astral project are not. The people that used the gateway tapes were just feeding government databases. That was the whole thing. It was like it's bizarre. Like the new age spiritual community are a bunch of like government bots. I hate to say it, but it's like it is, and it's terrifying. I don't have beliefs. I have facts backed up by research. I'm not someone who's a believer. I don't believe in shit. That's too much things to worry about in the realm. You just get facts or you don't know it. That's how I live. That's how I've always been. I don't like having a belief system. It's bullshit. A belief system is to sell you something. Oh, I believe you can do it. They're selling you that hope. I'd rather just fucking have it. I don't need someone to sell it to me. If I can go out and get it myself, why do I need someone to sell it to me? You know what I mean? Besides, belief just means to be a lie anyway, so I'd rather not do that, regardless. Because I am someone that speaks simply from, like, truth. I don't do that belief shit or, like, the, simile metaphor stuff or knocking it down a few nudges. Like, I give it how it needs to be given. If a sign says do not walk on grass and you, like, jump across it or skip across it, and it's like, oh, I didn't walk on it, that doesn't mean a damn thing. You still did the action. People want to play that type of game, and it's like, whatever, but we're not with that. I don't really have any thoughts on archetypes. I don't really entangle myself in that. Welcome in. How we doing? How we feeling? Nah, donation-based readings. I'm not doing any more free services. Donations only, man. I know way too much about this stuff to be giving it out for free like that. And plus, I already have a lot, honestly, so. Where's my laptop fan? I do not know why you are struggling now, but don't you dare. Nice to meet you. Alright, I'm gonna head off and attempt something else. This just ain't working. I will catch you all later.